time we get to the 1940s, you're just starting to see the transition take place, right? So the golden years for the Big Five era, the 20s and the 30s, peaking in the late 30s, early 40s with world championship games. Now, as we move into the 40s, we had the war, World War II. We had the impact of World War II taking place. Players are being pulled off the war. You have players that didn't get pulled off the war, now getting to play some basketball in some of the white leagues. Then as we move into 46, 49, we get the merger between the National Basketball League and the Basketball Association of America. It's interesting, during that period of time, you see that neither one of those leagues prior to the years prior to the merger signed a black player. There was no laws against it, no rules against it. They just didn't sign a black player. And so now you have the NBA being formed. And when the NBA is formed in 1949, there were no black players in the league. Right. So prior to that, in 1946, this is why I say the NBA could have been formed with a black team. The Harlem Renaissance petitioned the BBA to become part of the 10th team, and the BBA denied that petition. A couple of years later, they merged with the NBL, and we have the NBA. Now, what's interesting is, right out the gate, though the NBA was started without black players. Right out the gate, you have the owner of the New York Knicks saying, I'm going to take my team out the league if I can't sign a black player. Right. So, and ultimately, there was a vote, and it's 5-6 in favor of letting black players play in the NBA. And that fundamentally was an economic decision, not a moral or ethical decision. Right. Straight economics. And then that spring of 1950, you had Chuck Cooper and Earl Lloyd joining the NBA, with Chuck Cooper being drafted, and then Sweetwater Clifton became the first black player actually to play in the game.